Okay, so this is a perfect example of how VladTV is not the one catching you guys up. Vlad is not the feds working with the police. The issue is y'all are on Vlad talking too much.
Stipulations that I do the series on.
I'm thinking about going and bailing them out under the stipulation that I do a life series on them. After you just said in the courtroom that there was no stipulation like that.
Mr. Jones, did you hear that interview? Yeah, and it's fair to say that.
You understand, Vlad?
Wait, sir.
Now he's trying to explain himself. He's like, well, yeah, I heard it, but do you understand it? Like, no. We only asked you, did you hear it? Like, I'm doing the question.
It's fair to say that.
You understand, Vlad?
Wait, sir. You can answer my questions. I'm sure Mr. Arnold has questions for you. You can answer them.
Period.
So it's fair to say that you said you would bail Mr. Davis out as long as he follows some stipulations, correct?
It's entertainment, Vlad.
So he's like, no, it's purely entertainment. That's what he has to say, though. I'm not mad at him for saying that, but he's like, yeah, of course, that's the answer. Well, it is entertainment. This dude is loving it right here. Like, it's like he watching a soap opera.
Sir. My question
Sir.
My
Please.
question simply requires a yes or no answer. Did you tell, or did you say?
He said, can you repeat the question again? You know damn well you heard what that question was the first time.
A yes or no answer. Did you tell, or did you say that you would bail out Mr. Davis, assuming he follows some stipulations?
We're Vlad, me and Vlad discussed that. We was gonna say that. We discussed what we're gonna do before we interview. But everybody knows that about Vlad.
Well, it sounds like he's not. It sounds like he's trying to put this on Vlad. Like, yeah, well, I said that, but it's just entertainment. And then me and Vlad, like, we always discuss before the interview what we can lie about to get a nice, good clickbait. And that's not even believable because Vlad didn't even ask you about stipulations. All Vlad asked was, do you know Keefe? And again, this is y'all issues when you go on VladTV. All Vlad asked was, do you know Keefe? He didn't ask, why would you bail him out? He didn't ask, would you bail him out? He doesn't ask about stipulations. You took one question, do you know Keefe? And you ran with it and you said everything that's getting you in a mix-up here in court right now. And this is a perfect example of that. So Wack100 gets grilled by prosecutors over posting Tupac murder suspect Keefe D's $750,000 bail. I want to get right into it, but I think the gist of why they have Wack100 in a courtroom right here is to figure out, okay, did you post Keefe D's bail? Yes. If so, why? Are there stipulations attached to that? So I think that's what they're trying to get to the bottom of.
Cash, C-A-S-H, Jones, J-O-N-E-S.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jones, what was the amount that you paid for the bail bond premium in this case?
So they're asking him, I'm sure you guys can hear it clearly, but just to keep everything on track, they're asking him what was the amount he paid for the bail bond. So I can only assume that, yes, Wack100 did bail out Keefe D.
$112,000. It was 15% of whatever the 750 was.
Okay, that's
$112,000 and some odd dollars.
$500, is that correct?
112,500, yes, sir.
And you paid that out of your business?
Yes, sir.
And what's your business name, sir?
100 Entertainment.
And you're the sole owner of that business, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And that business is a business license to do business in the state of Nevada.
Yes, sir.
And how long have you had that business?
Roughly 8 years, maybe.
And again, you used the proceeds from that business and you provided us with the documents showing that those amounts were taken from your business account. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
How do you know
They're asking him, how do you know Keefe D? How do you know the guy you bailed out?
I know him through passing. I know his son. I know him. We sat down and talked a few times. In general, about personal things. He was having this bout with cancer, personal things, industry stuff. Just regular conversation.
Yeah, I did hear that Keefe D had cancer or something like that. I'm gonna let it play though. I'm gonna try not to talk too much during.
He's always been a monumental guy in our community conversation. So, and I've helped several people in our
Giving him the crazy eye.
Was for bail. In this situation, I know his cancer has been, I don't know if it's come out of remission, but within speaking with his son, I know he's having an issue in there, so I lent to help it in.
We appreciate that, sir. Sir, are you deriving any benefit financially?
So here's the key question. Are you deriving any benefit financially from bailing him out? Now, I don't know if it's against the law to say yes, or I don't know the conflict there, but this is the part where he gets caught up from his VladTV interview. So this is a key part in the video. I'll rewind it just a little bit,
I don't know if it's come out of remission, but within speaking with his son, I know he's having an issue in there, so I lent to help it in.
We appreciate that, sir. Sir, are you deriving any benefit financially from Mr. Davis's release?
I know I'm not.
He says, I know I'm not. Keep that in mind.
Yes, you need to stand at the podium because of the Eugene's aspect, or things that you do is manage some artists like. And you also, sir, you're in the entertainment business, is that right?
That's one of my businesses, yes.
And you also go by the moniker Wack100’s?
Yes, I do.
And one of the things that you do is manage some artists like The Game and Blueface, etc.
They're just confirming his identity. This is normal court stuff.
Yes.
And where do you live?
I have a residence in California. I have multiple residences in California, Oklahoma, as well as New Jersey and New York.
Okay. And is it fair to say that the last 4 digits of your phone number are 697?
6979.
He's gonna have to change that after this.
For your attention, we were provided a letter by Mr. Arnold that said that you had known Mr. Davis and his family for many years. Is that right?
So they're confirming, okay, there's a letter that says that you've known Keefe D for several years. They're just confirming basically what's already known.
I mean, they're a pillar of our community, especially the urban community.
Well, I think let me clarify. You said, I have been a good friend of Mr. Davis and his family for many years. Is that right?
I know his sister. I know him. I know his son.
When did you first meet Mr. Davis?
In passing, maybe about, I don't know, 8 years ago, maybe.
Wait, that's him right there. That's Keefe D right here. I didn't even notice Keefe D was here. That's him right there.
When did you become good friends with Mr. Davis?
Good friends with a lot of people.
I'm sorry, when did you become good friends with Mr. Davis?
The day I met him, the day we shook hands. We come from our upbringing. We come from the opposite sides of the track. So, in my travels over the last 25 years, coming from the gang life and...
So now what he's trying to do, he's trying to make it seem like, okay, yeah, I might have said these things and that I've been a good friend of his for many years in his family, but now they might have that evidence that he said that in a letter or in a message or something. But now it seems like he's trying to like parse it out. Like, actually, like when I say we're good friends, I just mean, well, people where we come from back in the hood, if we sit down and we shake hands, I consider those people friends. He's trying to make it not seem as serious as it sounds.
My exit from being a gangbanger, anybody that I meet that's willing to sit down with me and be cordial and be respectful, I'm going to consider a good friend.
All right, and so the other thing you say in the letter that Mr. Arnold provided to us is that the money is a gift, and Mr. Davis is not obligated to repay. Is that right?
Another important part: the money is a gift, and Keefe D is not obligated to repay. Now, I think when they're talking about the money, I think they're talking about the bail bond or something.
All right.
I would assume so.
Do you have any contract between you and Mr. Davis?
Not as of yet.
Okay. Do you have any financial agreement with Mr. Davis?
Not as of yet.
Do you have any financial agreement with his son?
No, I don't. I want for him to come work for me. That's what he want to do, to try to get him out the streets.
Now, so are there any stipulations that you have with Mr. Davis in order to put up this money for him?
Key question. See, the lawyers are so slick. The lawyers already know what they want to ask. They just want to make, by the time you answer it, what they know what they're going to ask, but they want to set it up to where when you answer this, you're going to look like a fool because we've already made all this prior establishment. This is a very important question right here.
That's what you want to do, to try to get him out the streets.
Now, so are there any stipulations that you have with Mr. Davis in order to put up this money for him?
Well, my stipulation with the bail bond, but I definitely want him to be on house arrest to protect myself.
Now, have you ever said you were thinking about getting Mr. Davis out with the stipulation that you do a series with him?
We've had talks and conversations.
See, the lawyers have already seen the video. So he's like, I'm asking you, have you said this? But I already know for a fact that you've said this.
Now, have you ever said you were thinking about getting Mr. Davis out with the stipulation that you do a series with him?
We've had talks and conversations just about what would be a series, as a BMF series, and just in question, in general conversation, talking about his life story. But I'm not in TV land, I'm in music. I don't do TV.
Okay.
I've never done a television show or any of that. I do music streaming, diapers, stuff like that.
Okay, so I just want to be very clear about this. Have you ever stated that you planned on getting Mr. Davis out as long as he did a stipulation with you to do a television series with you?
No, I have said this story would be a very interesting story. As if Orlando Anderson's story would be a very interesting story. As if the BMF story, as if my story. We talk about it, everybody talks about it, but again, that's not my lane. If that's what he chooses to do, then that's what he chooses to do. That's not what I do.
And you had mentioned earlier, you had agreed with me earlier that the last four digits of your phone number were 6979, correct?
6979, yes.
And you've had at least one conversation with Mr. Davis via jail calls, is that correct?
One call, yes. I spoke with him one time.
And as part of that time, you asked Mr. Davis whether or not he had signed the contract, is that right?
Yes, I did.
What contract was that?
Like, you can't say, no, I didn't, bro. We have the recording. What contract was that?
Life rights contract. Somebody told me he did a life rights deal, and I was asking them why didn't they come assist him.
Can't lie about that.
You didn't ask him to send you his waiver of his life rights to you, have you?
No, I mean, at the end of the day, again, that's not my lane.
At the end of the day.
I do music.
And I'm gonna have to play some exhibits.
But just because that's not your lane, you do music, that doesn't mean you can't broker a deal. You know, you can get some points or percentages off brokering a deal.
Later, Your Honor, but in terms of if someone were to say that this money put up is not entirely for you, would that be the truth or a lie?
Say it again?
Yeah, the way he said the questions.
Say that the money provided here to bail Mr. Davis out is not from you. Would that be the truth or a lie?
So that's a weird way to say that question.
Okay. If someone,
I didn't send the money, is that what you're saying?
yeah,
Right, yeah.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that would be a lie.
Yeah, that was a
Someone
weird
says
way he
you're
phrased that
used
question.
As a front, would that be the truth
This is
or
a
a lie?
front.
That would be a lie.
If someone says you are a middleman in this transaction, would that be a truth or a lie?
Ain't that what I just said? Like, just because movies aren't your thing doesn't mean that you can't broker a deal. You know, that's out of your industry.
That'd be a lie.
If somebody said that there's a movie company
Now, I'm not saying that's what happened.
putting up the money for you, would that be the truth or a lie?
What company?
A movie company.
No, that would be a lie.
Okay. So your testimony is you're not
I'm not what?
a middleman.
No, I have no contracts with any movie company. I've never had a contract with a movie company. I've never done television. It's not my thing. I'm actually moving out of entertainment into the diaper business. I have a company called the Club of Diapers. I have contracts in Congo, Nigeria, Amazon, Walmart, and Kroger. So I'm really moving away from entertainment. These are things I can provide.
Shout out to diapers.
MOUs, contracts for.
No, and I appreciate that, Mr. Jones. Your Honor, I think I'm going to have, I don't know how mechanically we want to do this. I have a video featuring Mr. Jones talking about the stipulation.
So here is where it gets juicy. The guy says, the representative of the courtroom, he says, I have a video of Wack100 saying the stipulations. Wack just said, yeah, there wasn't any like financial stipulations like that. Dude is saying like, okay, cool, I'm glad you answered all that. But by the way, Judge, I actually have a video that I want to play of him actually saying the stipulations.
Yes. And then I also have a couple of jail calls talking about signing a contract with Mr.
Just play them, and then they will play both from your computer, and they will play through the speakers.
Here's where it gets hectic.
This witness in particular.
You hear that Vlad TV intro, you're like, fuck. What did I say on Vlad? That's why I started this video off by saying, it's not Vlad who is working with the Fed, snitching on you, getting you in trouble with the law. It's y'all going on Vlad's platform and saying too much. That's y'all issue, not Vlad himself.
I'm gonna stop it. You want to adapt the
It's going to be
Vlad TV interview.
Yeah, so you agree that you did a Vlad TV interview, is that right?
I work for Vlad. I'm contracted to go to Vlad. I go there like every 2-3 months.
In fact, you did one about a month ago, is that right?
1 or 2 ago, maybe something like that. Yeah.
Okay, and I think Mr.
About
Arnold,
about 2-3 months ago.
I think Mr. Arnold will stipulate that the person depicted as Wack100 is Mr. Jones.
Okay.
Confirming his identity.
Foundation for the Vlad interview for 21. You may play.
Let's go.
His lawyer did an interview recently and said Keefe is a liar. He made up all this stuff just to make some money for people like, me for interviews and to get out of a serious drug case. He was never
Look at him.
in Los
He's
Angeles.
loving it right here.
All this is fake, and he's not connected to Tupac's murder at all. Yeah, I believe him. You believe him? Do I believe him? That's up to law enforcement. That's I'm not gonna say. That's up to law enforcement. Be home in the next 5 to 10 months. You gonna bail out KPD? Yeah, it's only 75. Well, because the blade are, well, I make 750. 750, so you got to go 35. Yeah, I was thinking about going to get him, do anything with the stipulations that I do the series on.
I'm thinking about going and bailing him out under the stipulation that I do a life series on him. After you just said in the courtroom that there was no stipulation like that. Again, it's not Vlad that's y'all issue. It's y'all going on Vlad and talking too much. Vlad didn't even ask you about that. Like, yo, why would you bail him out? He didn't even ask you, why would you bail him out? You volunteered that information. And now here you are in the courtroom having to answer for it.
750, so you got to go 35. Yeah, I was thinking about going to get him, do anything with the stipulations that I do the series on. People watching. Yeah.
Mr. Jones, did you hear that interview? Yeah, and it's fair to say that.
Do you understand, Vlad?
Wait, sir.
Now he's trying to explain himself. He's like, well, yeah, I heard it, but do you understand it? Like, no. We only asked you, did you hear it? Like, I'm doing the question.
It's fair to say that.
Do you understand, Vlad?
Wait, sir. You can answer my questions. I'm sure Mr. Arnold has questions for you. You can answer them.
Period.
So it's fair to say that you said you would bail Mr. Davis out as long as he follows some stipulations, correct?
It's entertainment, Vlad.
So he's like, no, it's purely entertainment. That's what he has to say, though. I'm not mad at him for saying that, but he's like, yeah, of course, that's the answer. Well, it is entertainment. This dude is loving it right here. Like, it's like he watching a soap opera.
Sir. My question
Sir.
Sir. My
Please.
question simply requires a yes or no answer. Did you tell, or did you say?
He said, can you repeat the question again? You know damn well you heard what that question was the first time.
A yes or no answer. Did you tell, or did you say that you would bail out Mr. Davis, assuming he follows some stipulations?
We're Vlad, me and Vlad discussed that. We was gonna say that. We discussed what we're gonna do before we interview. But everybody knows that about Vlad.
And
Well, it sounds like he's not. It sounds like he's trying to put this on Vlad. Like, yeah, well, I said that, but it's just entertainment. And then me and Vlad, like, we always discuss before the interview what we can lie about to get a nice, good clickbait. And and that's not even believable because Vlad didn't even ask you about stipulations. All Vlad asked was, "Do you know Keefe D?" And again, this is y'all issues when you go on Vlad TV. All Vlad asked was, do you know Keefe D? He didn't ask, why would you bail him out? He didn't ask, would you bail him out? He doesn't ask about stipulations. You took one question, do you know Keefe D? And you ran with it and you said everything that's getting you in a mix-up here in court right now. And I don't even know if Wack100’s is in trouble right here. I don't know if what he did was illegal, but you put yourself in this situation by going on Vlad. Vlad, y'all got to stop blaming Vlad for certain things. Vlad didn't put you in this situation.
he follows some stipulations.
We're Vlad, me and Vlad discussed that. We was gonna say that. We discussed what we're gonna do before we interview. But everybody knows that about Vlad.
Yeah, we discussed we was going. He didn't say explicitly, yeah, we lied and we discussed that we were going to lie before the interview. But now you're putting it on Vlad. Like, okay, so are we to now look at Vlad's channel and be like, oh, when he has these great interviews, like, oh, they planned this interview and how it was going to go, and then they wanted this guy to cry here at this question. Oh yeah, everybody knows that Vlad sets up the interview and orchestrates it and, scripts it before. Everybody knows that. So now you go on that Vlad business model. This is crazy.
And in fact, you said that you would bail him out in return for an agreement to do a series on Mr. Davis's life, correct?
That's what I said to Vlad, but Keefe D is already involved with somebody. With that, I believe, with his book, I have no contracts with him, no dealings with him on that.
Okay, so you're saying what you said on there is just not true.
We have, before you go on Vlad, you have a discussion about what you're going to talk about, what needs to be said so we can drive the views.
That's what he's saying, yeah. So he's saying, yeah, I said I would bail him out and all this to drive the views up. And honestly, I'm not mad at him for saying this. I don't know how Vlad is going to feel about this. I'm sure Vlad understands why he's taking this route because this is like his only out of this situation. Otherwise, he just looks like a complete liar. But Vlad has to feel some type of way. Like, I never script my interviews to where we can just do views. Like, everything's organic. Like you dudes going on Vlad TV saying too much and forgetting what you said. And then the dude in the courtroom start asking you about what you said and you done forgot. Then they start, you in the courtroom and they play that Vlad TV intro and you like, oh shit, what did I say on Vlad TV? Don't be like, oh damn it, Vlad, why did you act? No, that's you, that's on you, brother.
About Vlad or nothing about YouTube that says that we're being truthful about what we're saying, entertaining. I'm just, being truthful, which I do a lot of interviews. I do interviews every week on No Jumper, and we we sit there and we BS about things and we exaggerate things or we make up things. But it's a view thing. They pay you for that.
Okay, so you're exaggerating or not telling the truth when you're on Vlad TV.
I mean, you see, the number I gave wasn't accurate. If I was gonna, that's what the conversation was. I would have gave you the accurate number. That's what it was.
I know you're a master manipulator and habitual liar too. So don't tell no lies about me. I'm gonna tell the truth about you. Okay, honestly, Wack100’s, he said what he was supposed to say right there. I don't think he was ready for them to play the Vlad TV interview where he said specifically there are stipulations. But yeah, you can always fall back on like, yeah, that was just entertainment. That was a lie. I told them a lie. It was for views, but I'm telling y'all the truth. Of course, if you're in that situation, that's what you're going to say. But yeah, again, like I said earlier, Vlad is not the one that's y'all issues. Vlad did not ask you to volunteer that information. You gave it up. So pause. So anyways, that's where we at. Again, I think he went through it pretty well. He didn't look too nervous. He kind of was looking around, like looking in the ether for the answer, but he composed himself, held himself together. So, that's what he's supposed to do. So anyways, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Top5rapwebsite.com. Peace.